Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day, we're the Traders. Thanks to Sportsbet. I'm Terry Wallace. I coach Destroy. I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator. Now, Roy.
Yeah, big weekend.
Yeah, a little bit croaky on the voice.
Yeah, it was a big week by the boys. I had to really encourage them every step of the way.
That's good.
This is the result, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the price you're paying.
It is.
Of being a great coach
It
like
is.
you
Thanks
are.
for being here and making it, Roy, because you are important to be here today as the big dog that's holding the fort down for us as the Traders and scoring really well week to week. So let's get straight into it then. Your score, I'll say most of the stuff for you.
Thanks.
That'll be easy. You had a 24-10.
Yep.
Which moved you up a bit in the rankings to 2,830th overall. So
Going well.
you're going well. Things are just working out pretty well for you.
Well, apart from my voice.
Yes.
Yes. No, team's going pretty well, moving in the right direction, although I'm on very thin ice in terms of thin bench and a couple of people in question this week.
And a bit of buy thinking coming up
Yes.
too.
And a bit of
part of that.
bit of tonsillitis on the way too.
Something's going on.
Well, what is it? Is it just feeling?
No, it's legit. I feel 100%. I've just, for some reason, lost my voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're shouting at your players, Roy.
Oh, I know.
cheering too hard.
This
Too
is
hard.
the difference between you and me.
Yes.
Right, I'll lose my
Go
voice this
harder.
weekend.
Go
Okay,
harder.
I will.
37's an important number, Cal. Because that's what I got you by.
Okay, this needs to be addressed.
23-18 moved me inside just 2 places inside the top 14K.
All right, everyone's excited because this will be a decent podcast because
Why?
Warnie went okay. Now, this is the thing. We met last night
Yeah.
and walked in here, Depresso Dog, all sitting down, all glum. Oh, yeah.
Being backed over by a truck
Yeah,
again.
Didn't have Zeeble,
flat.
mate.
Hey, Dog, how you doing, mate? Oh, yeah, no, not too bad. You know, just doing all this work and hitting buttons like really hard.
Just get this over and done
Yeah,
with and
just
get out of here.
get out of here. Just stop. It's too cold. I don't want to be here, right? All grumpy. And then all of a sudden, things started to change.
Sat a bit higher.
Chest comes out. And now look at him. He's all up and about.
Got all giggly.
Yeah. He did get giggly. Like a little schoolgirl.
It was funny. It was good. Because
Was it?
down and out. The War
Not
Dogs
down and
were
out.
down and out.
I need to say, Zeeble needed to outscore Stocker by about 80.
Yeah.
He nearly did.
Well, he almost did it in the first quarter.
Too right he did.
It was bad.
Oh, you keep telling everyone how good you are. Off you go.
No, that's all enough for me. I'm not very good at all. I'm just better than you, and that's all I'm going to take out of this year. If I can defeat you this season, because the vest count now.
Oh,
Have we
no.
done vest counts this year? Not really.
No, we don't need to.
1 for Roy,
But-
1 for me, 6 for Calvin.
But you know what? Hey, I'm coming for you. I'm only about 4,000 spots behind you now.
Oh, no, you're not that far behind.
Just
It's a
slowly reeling you in like a tag trout.
bit- You caught a tag trout before.
I have caught a tag trout. Multiple. I scored 22.81, but it moved me up a little bit.
Right.
And we've talked about it before. It's just small steps.
Plugging away.
Plugging away.
Right direction.
Yeah, just chip it in. That's all you got to do.
Looking at some of Jaden's stats, though, that he throws out there, there are people inside the top 10,000 that were making people like Wilmot their captain and stuff like that.
What?
There are people ahead of us making massive errors.
Yeah. Yeah. And I need this to keep happening. So if you're doing that out there, you keep that up. Keep it
Get a
up.
few more people doing stuff like that. All right, let's get into this.
Here it is! That's what you did, Vinny. You stuck it right up them.
All right, well, let's start with
let's do
the
it.
man of the moment. Stocker.
Stocker.
Liam Stocker.
Unreal.
One of the worst picks I've had this season.
Yep.
But he came good.
He stood up.
That's
In a
just
time of
so
need.
kissed.
No, it's not. 127.
Yeah, well, there you go. Point proven. 127 from Stocker.
He was
16
playing North
marks.
Melbourne. Check the scale of hardness, mate.
I am very familiar with the scale that never lies. There you go. More
16
evidence.
marks.
16
Ridiculous.
marks.
Sustainable. So he has to get the +3. It was pretty epic that, I got a Sunday night score for that because we talk about those Sunday games.
Mate,
being anything could happen.
Anything happens in those
It's like
Sunday games.
bloody Warwick Moss and the Extraordinary.
Yes.
It could be anything. Absolutely
100%.
anything.
Now, we'll talk about the top scorers in a moment because we've deliberately avoided them because they're very quite popular. But
No, because we deliberately avoid them because we don't have them. No.
Yeah, we do. We'll go through it. I'm going with Taranto with mine, only because, it's great to lock away a good VC.
It
I
is.
didn't know what was going to come.
No.
And you know what really disappoints me? I really let myself down here because what's Team Calvinator's philosophy? We hit sixes, right? And I get a 117 and I go, yeah, better lock that in. That's nice and safe, right? That's not a Calvinator move. I should have just gone, no, you know what? I want bigger than that. And I reckon I would have got one.
Yeah.
I definitely would have got one. So, however, locking away a good VC at 117, it's the right thing to do, yada, yada, but
What could have been?
what could have been?
It was just a boundary through covers.
It was. It was a little bit of a boring play. Roy, who did you find?
I went the Gold Coast Guns,
The Gold Coast Guns.
the Rat Pasta.
Pasta.
Yeah.
So you ended up going the
Sounds
Rats.
like a good green best challenge.
Oh,
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I'm up for it.
It's probably why I'm crook. The Rat Pasta. But yeah, so Atkins
Yep.
and Fiorini combining for over 160.
The Rat was good.
He was great. There is job security concerns though.
Yep.
But as far as his break even, his score, massive tick.
So
Just whether
Fiorini
he's here next
on
week.
the wing, that was his thing, which we knew going in, but obviously scored well enough. 89 for him. Ratkins, 86, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez.
So like Fiorini though, he went up like 45k. So
Yeah.
he's ticking
They're doing-
all the boxes.
Yeah.
And which warrants his selection. He was,
And
he was a good option.
Even part of where he sits in your side, if you've got him at M6 or 7, that's great. The buy, yada, yada, yada. It's worked so far.
Yeah.
Anyway.
100%.
He goes
Atkins-
in this week with a
Yeah.
break even of 34 still for Fiorini, so that's
Yeah.
Yeah. So Atkins break even's in the negative if he gets to play.
And he went up 61k.
Yeah, so you take that.
Too right, you take that.
Yeah.
That's good, especially when it was a move from a rookie across.
100%.
Like it's a good way to play this game, which we still haven't worked out new age fantasy playing yet, but it's there.
The thing is with Ratkins then, Roy, you're not convinced that he'll hold. He butchered it a little bit towards the end.
He did. There was a couple of key turnovers when the game was on the line. There's also, they know what they've got, but there's times where he should have gone in a bit harder than he did. So he's 50-50 chance to play, I reckon. They got close to Melbourne with him.
Yep.
So they might give him another go.
They play against West Coast as well, so that should be
The thing
positive for scoring as well.
If Weller passes his fitness test, he obviously walks straight back in, and it has to be for someone.
Yep.
Atkins certainly wasn't the worst, but he's a whipping boy, so you've got to realise that too.
Fair enough.
No, good calls, Roy. Very good trading in. No wonder you are sitting on top of us as the traders.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Go, Cow.
I was going to give it to Sick Dog, right? Because he scored a 70.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give it to the dog because I'm always giving it to the
You
dog.
do get
See, sometimes the dog needs a break. So I'm giving him a break this
Yeah,
week.
cool.
I'm going to give it to a guy who turned up last week.
Oh, no.
Absolutely dominated.
Probably got your +3 last week, did he?
Well, probably did. I'm talking Chandler. Now, you're going to go, oh, you can't give it to a guy
He's
like that.
back on zero.
Yeah, I can give it to him. 37. That's not even trying. 37.
Yeah.
I needed him. I got him last week for a ton. So I get it. You got to take the good with the bad. But 37's not even close. It's disgusting.
It is.
So, however, I looked at it and went, oh, he's got a pretty good matchup this week. Might roll him on the field again. But nah, he's in my trade plans, obviously. You can't have rookies on your field scoring in the 30s.
No, that's why we're trying to get him off.
Got to get him off.
Still not allowed to give you -3 to a rookie.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want, dog. Roy can't talk much today, so I will be doing a lot of talking, and I'll give it to whoever I want.
Roy, are you giving it to a rookie?
No, I'm not. I'm giving it to a guy I've showed a lot of love to, but the Darcel gets it.
Oh, the big
Darcy.
Sean.
Yeah, so in our team, within the confinements of our four walls,
Yep. Which you're all getting crook in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
we talk
Open
about
the windows up or something.
Darcel just needing to get within 20 of English each week.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he
Tough
wasn't,
week to do that.
he wasn't within 70.
No.
So that's not good enough.
No, it's not good enough.
He knew it was coming despite his little knee complaint. So
Yeah.
-3 to Darcy.
Fair enough. Dog?
Will Setterfield. He copped it last week, I think, too.
Oh,
Had that
it's
50
getting
last
close.
week.
Yeah.
So he had a 70.
Yeah.
So disastrous score. He ended up with 70. Could have been more. Other players could score. But the issue is his role.
Yes.
So he has been a midfield guy.
Yes.
A centre bounce guy.
That was his thing. Big body
Even
mid.
last week with that 50,
Big body mid.
he had 68% of their CBAs. Zero.
Where'd that come from?
He was
Dunno.
on a wing. Well, the thing is, like, it was a bloke like a Zach Merritt, who I think because of that sort of attention last week, they moved him out and all that sort of thing. And so he was straight back in, and he actually had 72% of the CBAs last week after 38 the week before, and that's where it was. But then they also, you know, Stringer had 80 last week. He was down to 55. It's just
Zero.
So where do you sit with him at the moment, Dog? Because a lot of people would obviously have him.
So if you were like me, when a lot of people did jump on him, they needed to see 2 weeks of him before you grabbed him.
Yeah.
717 I paid for him. He's now down to 750. So
Yeah.
I've now only got a 33k
Not much.
out of him.
What sort of average do you reckon? Has it been enough?
No, God, no. It's
Hasn't
in
it?
the 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
Those last two obviously hurt that a lot.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't until these 2 weeks. It hasn't been a bad pick.
No.
But it's just been... Now it's close to disaster because when other people have got that player as a premium,
Yep.
it's a fair difference.
Yep.
And he's not doing now what I need to. And it's a really tricky trade thing to think about too because, like, I think I have to get off him.
Yeah.
But, like, you just got some players, like, I was hoping I could have him till his bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of having a mid-price player is their, obviously, scoring. You want that. But that decent price increase, and if it's only 30-odd K now, and dropping because the break-even slid bloody high, so I may sell him for less than I bought him for if I hold him for another couple of weeks or even through to his buy without getting the thing. So that might change the way you think about your trades. It might be that keep a shitter rookie on field and then
Language.
to pick that one out.
Know your place. So he's got a break even of 126. A break even of 126.
He does.
He's had some tough matchups though in Port Adelaide, Geelong, and Collingwood in his last 3.
Not easy.
So Scale would say that was expected.
How would you describe that?
Get another beat back in there for that one.
Beatbox, they call him over there.
Yeah. Right. So anyway.
We would get in so much trouble if we said that.
Oh my
I know.
goodness! Imagine the glares he gives
Yeah.
across the table.
I know, I've got to
Pure
edit
field.
this now.
Yep. That's the way it goes, dog. Hey, when you're a passionate coach like you,
Yeah.
sometimes you just can't control
So
yourself.
anyway, Setterfield gets my -3. But Cal, you wrote down these big scores. Why didn't you pick any of these as your captain this week and tell us to do it?
Well, because I tell you what, some of these scores were out of the blue.
Right.
Wow.
You could not even see it coming. If the Pirate can't predict it, right? And if you say Pirate like that, then yeah.
It's contagious.
So if the Pirate can't predict it, then there's something wrong. So Dunkley, 172.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? He had a quadruple double.
Yeah.
Right? Then Tom Green. Yeah, we know Tom Green's a gun and now averages more than Clayton Oliver, Roy, you told me the other day.
Ceiling was in question.
Yeah, like he's always good for a 120, 130, but not a 170.
No.
Zeeble, a 168. He had a ton. The fastest done in the last, I think it was
Since
like
2014, I think it
yeah,
was.
2014. He had it just before the half. Goulden
It
with
was it's so hard to watch that.
It was.
Knowing that was against me in that last game.
it was
Far out.
it was pig worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people throw pig status around loosely at the moment, but
Doesn't help when
that took it to a new level.
St Kilda were missing all those shots on goal, so he had the opportunity either for the kick in or to get it out of there, or both.
We did flag it with the Zeeble
Yes.
in that matchup,
Yeah, so
in that time slot.
The Pirate definitely said that was a chance. Goulden 161. He showed what he did in the preseason.
Yes.
Back to doing that sort of stuff.
You know how many CBAs he had?
No?
0.
Oh, wow. He doesn't need them.
That's crazy, isn't it, to do that? Yeah.
Brayshaw's back, 157.
He's back.
His knee must be fine.
Well, he said it last week.
Yeah. Wasn't lying.
And the one I did predict was English to absolutely give Flynn a bit of a bath, and he did that with a
He's an
151.
amazing player. That was wet, and he had the
so
cleanest
good.
hands.
He just can do whatever he wants.
And they give it to him any time he's open. They don't care.
No, because he uses it well,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
So out of those 6 big guys there, how many did we have?
What did I have?
Out of the 6?
I had
Well,
4.
Dunkley, we all had him. Green, we've all got him. Zeeble, you two have got him. Gooden, Roy and I have him. Brayshaw, just Cow. English, Cow, and Warndog. So, Cow, how many did you have?
Yeah, I had 5.
You had
out
5
of
and
6.
still came
And I still came last.
Oh, that's rough.
Talk about consistency.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
so
I only
I've
had
got-
the 4.
Yeah, I got the 4.
Oh, go Cow.
No wonder you're so good.
Don't know.
Now, teams that obviously did do very well. The team that won the week, 2,646.
2-6.
I thought there was a 2-6 coming.
The Whirly Skirlies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good effort.
Absolutely dominated. So
Smoked it.
Had all the big ones. So going across their lines, the tons that they had. Jordan Dawson, Liam Stocker, the team that won the week.
Oh, wow.
Of course they did.
Taranto as VC took it on, went English.
Yeah. See, that's
well
a 6.
done.
That's hitting 6.
They went for it.
So Laird, Bont, Green, Brayshaw, hit all these guys up. Even the rookies there. Ollie Hollins with an 86 along the way. Dunks, obviously. Errol Goulden, obviously.
Great work.
Jack Zeeble. So massive score there. So well done, Finn, with your score. Jesse's still leading the way with his way too good mate team. So that is smoking along very nicely at the moment. Ethan is up into second place after having a big 2,500
nice.
score and looking like his team value is very good. But a couple of other names just wanted to mention. Hazy's Heroes,
Yes.
Nick. He has moved up to 13th
Nice.
overall. And Mottram's Marvels
Yes.
into 17.
Wow.
After 2,500
Better keep an
as
eye on
well.
him.
At 2,500.
Yeah, it's a lot more than
He's
what
not
we
mucking
got.
around.
No.
No, he's not mucking around.
Toot chugga chugga. He's going to win the car again.
If you are hunting for that hat, Cuff Me Alir, Sam's team had a 2,500 this week, but now 17,548 points, which is getting close to a lot more
That's a lot.
than me. So the hat.
Now-
I claimed that I won't win the car last week. I think the hat might be out of the question as well now.
No, aim for the stars, dog. That's what I'm doing. I'm still a chance for the hat. Now, Roy's a legit chance.
For a hat.
Yep.
Oh, I wouldn't say legit, but yeah, I'll keep trying.
Yeah. There you go.
Right, round 8 votes for the Michael Barlow medal for the Cash Cow of the Year. Harry Sheezel had a 98.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
30 disposals, 8 marks. Back in that defence, he's now up to 784k. He's actually got the 3rd most points of any defender behind Daicos and Dawson. Huge effort. 4 votes goes to Dylan Williams, 92, the Port Adelaide player there. He had 24 disposals, 17 of them were kicks. Good fantasy footballing there to go with his 8 marks. He's now up 167k, so not a bad pick there for those that jumped on him. Ollie Hollins, you would have liked to have held on to him a couple of weeks ago, boys. 86, 21 disposals, 6 marks. Kicked a goal as well. He's got a break even of 32, so he's now priced at over 500k, and there's some more money to make, and you're very safe to be playing him there on your field. With Alex Chincotta as well with the 2 votes. 75 he scored. Another great performance. That was his lowest score of the year, that 75.
Oh,
so
wow, isn't it?
he's been a model of consistency. And then the 1 vote, Samson Ryan had 69, and he showed a significant amount of the ruck load. Kicked a goal in that as well. Been a very handy player with the ruck forward status. So the leaderboard after round 8, Sheezel 35, Will Ashcroft 15 votes. Then Hollins and Chincotta, the Blue Boys, have 9 votes each.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy Podcast.
Rightio, we've got a little bit of news to get through, and we'll start with the big man, Rowan Marshall. So, to finish the round in that little Twilight Zone game that we have with Warwick Moss and the extraordinary, things can happen. And it can be your big bloke, your reliable man on the bench getting his ankle looked at because he rolled it.
Now, they did say
he should be right.
he would have come back on.
Yeah.
He would have come back on if needed. So today he's woken up. He's got out of bed. It's a little bit tender, a little bit puffy. Bit of treatment on that. He'll be right for the weekend.
Yeah.
And they said that about Jade Gresham too, who was injured in that game. He was subbed off. So Gresham had a bit of a leg thing going on, but
Yep.
they'll both be right, is what Ross said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Ross
they
always
both play.
tells the truth, though.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Marshall, they've shown a few weeks ago that they'll give him rest at any opportunity.
Yep.
And that was his chance. There was no point making the ankle any worse.
Yep.
Yes, they had that in the bag. So a few other injuries out of there. A couple of hammies. Paddy Dangerfield.
Oh, didn't we all hear about it?
Your mate.
Oh, my
famous
goodness.
hammy.
It's a famous hammy, all right. Headline news.
It is.
Unbelievable.
Another famous hammy is Adam Trelaws. Not a full salmon, but he did a hammy. And Kadeem Coleman too. So they're down a couple in that back line. Surely good for Wilmot.
It's never good for Wilmot. Can we
Don't think
stop
anything-
saying that?
He did a couple of good things.
On his way to 30,
Yes.
Sad news for Jai Cully. He
Yeah.
did his knee and ACL confirmed there for him at the Eagles. So they're back at home on Friday night. The glass half full of this for a lot of benches is that we may get
Why are you smirking?
Campbell Chesser back, who
Sicko.
flew over to Melbourne as an emergency, which was kind of ahead of schedule. So
It was. They sort of said they didn't want to play him, but if they need him, he'd be ready to throw out there. So this week, I reckon he'll be right.
good news.
Glass half full is just a way of you being sick, dog.
Giving information, Calvin.
tried to do it
Tried
politely.
once.
He did it in a polite way, yes.
Ryan Angler might be one to watch for a bit of an ankle issue that he had,
we
which
go
was a
again.
popular rookie brought in last week.
Who's that good for?
Did you?
No, it's
Did
good
you
for
bring him in?
Faye.
Oh,
Although he's a bit quiet in the VFL, but that's okay.
No, Faye
still
comes
was
straight
all right.
in for that.
Does he?
Yeah.
There you go.
Jordan Ridley, he was concussed. Jonas, bit of a shoulder going on there for him. Now Butters
Please
Roy
no.
limped off the ground, looked in pain. But he miraculously got himself back out there
Dangerfield.
And when
got
a
him a
hero
ton.
comes
He could
along.
get into that category a little bit because he does put on a little bit of a show sometimes, Butters.
It feels like it's a ticking time bomb every week.
Daddy.
Bit of an Anthony Davis.
You
right?
weren't actually going to. You weren't surprised that happened when that happened.
Not at all. No.
It's just-
No. But hopefully he gets up this week.
Laddams hurt himself at the first bounce of the game, but he stayed on and he played about 50% of the game time with a bit of a shoulder neck issue. So one to watch there. Our Luke guy might get a game.
He might. You know who that's good for?
Who's that good for?
Darcel.
Oh, they're playing him this week.
Yeah, mate.
He always gets these matchups.
He does.
Doesn't he? Every week he gets it.
Taylor Adams one to watch with an ankle injury there. Now the MRO, probably the big one there out of that was a JVR, Jacob Van Rooyen. He has copped 2 games.
Oh, come on.
At time of recording, they haven't challenged yet, but I would not be surprised if they challenged that. That felt like very much a footy act.
I've ticked off the challenge.
Yep.
It was clumsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get suspended for being clumsy? I guess you do these days.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think that needs further investigation.
There you go.
Right, the main bits of news out of the weekend. Make sure you keep clicking back to afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app for all of the news, all of the info that you need as the week goes on. Tuesday nights, getting the medical list is going to be very important as well.
Hi, I'm Nat Edwards. The only place to get your daily footy news inside 20 minutes is on AFL Daily. Get the jump on other fans each weekday morning as AFL Daily sets the agenda on footy's biggest stories. A no-holds-barred, introspective look at the AFL world hits your podcast inbox each morning at 7:30. So subscribe to AFL Daily wherever you get your podcasts to never miss a moment.
Now, boys, we're a third of the way through the season. So, round 8, there's 24 rounds. There's some maths for you, Cal.
Thank you,
I can
dog.
see your brain ticking over.
Yeah, I've
going,
got you now.
What did you mean by that?
Yeah, I got you.
Now, maybe a little bit of a time to have a semi-review, a little bit of a look at who are the big dogs and who's been the right picks of this year, which is almost part
I'd
of
prefer
that as
we
well.
skip this segment.
So, highest averaging defenders, we'll start there. Daicos at 115, and then you've got Aaron Hall, 2 games, averaging 110.
Yep.
But Dawson, Sheezel, Jack Zeeble, now that he's got his defender status. Sam Doherty from his 6 games going 104. Luke Ryan, 102. He's still going at. Played every game. So they're your big dogs up the top. Will Day missed a couple, averaging over 100 as well. So they're the big guys that are averaging over 100. Now, the season price changes for defenders. Sheezel's up 488k.
Have mercy.
Zeeble up 284k. That was, well,
That's
not a miss for you guys, but
It's a
miss for
16-year
me.
breakout.
It is.
They're not traditional.
No.
Jaden Hunt, averaging 80. He's up 283.
There was a time where we all looked at that and, well, a lot of people would have done it, but we didn't.
No.
And we probably should have.
We should have done that one.
Will Day's gone up 249k. Jack Buckley, bit of a slow one, and it's not real. You wouldn't have done this one. He's only averaging 68, but he's up 238k. Dawson McPherson has been a great pick because he is obviously averaging highly. He's averaging 94, and that's 110 in his last 3. He's gone up 237k. And Nick Daicos as well, up 240.
Oh, boy.
Massive.
Ridiculous. All right, let's get into the midfield. And the midfielders, highest averaging player, Tom Green. 2 points better than Clayton Oliver. Obviously,
Wow.
Green has missed a game, so Oliver's scored more points. But
Yep.
Green, incredible.
Incredibles, right?
A great season he's having. Sam Walsh only played the 4 games, but he's averaging 109, so he's sort of picking up where if he hadn't had that knee issue in the back issue, in the preseason, then we would have been going, yep, that's a massive win
100%.
of a pick all the way through there. Andy Brayshaw, Cow, despite your grumbleness about him,
Well, it was warranted at the start. So
Yes,
he's
so-
down about 80k on what he started at.
Yeah.
So, but he's now got his average up to that 109.
which is about what he was priced at, wasn't it? He was about
maybe
111 or
a
something.
little
I
bit
think.
more. But he's that 157 obviously boosts that up a lot. But he's obviously needs to be a bit of a target, I think, for people this week because he's so cheap at the moment at 917.
Yeah, Noah Anderson's last month has helped him get his average up to 108 after a very slow start.
Shocking.
To
And
this
you know what? Like we go on about how easy his draw has been, but I think you're right, Roy, in saying that the Suns have changed the way they're playing, and there are points galore at the moment.
Yeah.
And nerd alert, dog, they've got the good buy,
Yeah.
right? So
We're getting closer.
These guys, if you've jumped on these Suns, like you with your Rat Pack
Yeah.
stuff there, Roy, like it's coming off really good. It's really good.
Rat past.
Rat past.
Even Darcy Parish.
He's been good.
Average 117 in his. He scored 117 last week. 108 average. Caleb Sarong's going at the 108, so he's actually got well into the hundreds like we thought he might.
Are we worried about him?
Nah. He's still good, but he's now back to the second fiddle.
He's back to Robin and Brayshaw's Batman.
You're not jumping on him, obviously, at this point.
but he's been a very good pick.
Bond's been great at 108, and we'll look at more of those guys as the season goes on because we're going to have something special coming up shortly. Will Ashcroft is the highest increased price of the midfielders with 341k. Warple, 248. Been a good pick.
That's good, yeah. Very good pick.
Hollands is up 224, and then you've got Tom Green at 210. So, he was just the mid-pricer that you needed.
To think there was any umming and ahhing about Green, and now that's the money he's put on his own head.
Even your mate Cow, Finn Callahan, only averaging 72, but he's up 185k.
Yeah, boy.
That's good.
Finn.
Setterfield's up 140. It's only 30 though for me because
That's it.
that.
When you join the party, that counts.
It does. So, all right, good on you, Cow. Thanks, mate.
That's all right. Play on.
The Rucks, Samson Ryan, he's up 204k. He's been a machine. But Marshall and English have also put on about 140 each. So they're big.
That's nice.
And when you're looking at the averages there, you've got English averaging 124, the most in the competition, and Marshall 109. So they're both about 20-odd points
Now,
up on really where they were priced.
In the pre-season, dog, did you say that no ruck will average 100 this year?
Season hasn't finished yet, mate.
Oh, woo.
Jeez, they've got some work to
One's
do.
going at 124, one's going at 109.
Well, yeah, the Rucks are actually having a good season. Nank played those first 4 games going at 111 as well in that. Even Sean Darcy, Roy, what was it? He was about 85 priced at, wasn't he, at the start of the season?
Maybe a bit lower, I think, yeah.
And so he is going at 98.
Solid.
Cow, your mate Witsy, basically going at what you paid for him.
At 93. Yep. What about Maximus? Now,
81.
He's an option.
He's down 160k.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about this because we think he's going to play.
Yeah.
Which ruck would you be getting if Marshall was out?
It's an easy one for me because
You don't
that would
have
be my
English.
ticket to English.
Yep. See, I think I go with Max. I actually pocket a lot of coin. I pocket nearly, I'm looking at it now, around 200k.
Max and Grundy, though, they've been a bit of a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Max's average is a bit distorted there because of that injury.
But for 200k,
Yeah.
taking it every
He's
day of
going
the week.
90 plus the rest of the
Taking
year.
it every day of the week.
Could you get Samson Ryan on your pine?
You could roll with that if you needed to for a bit. But Marshall plays, so we don't even need to worry about it.
Right. Let's go to the forward line. Highest averaging player is Tim Taranto. He's got his ton run still going. Should have mentioned back there that Oliver still does as well. They're the only two players who scored 100 in each game. And Josh Dunkley's shot his average after that 172 back up to 106. So still below where he started, but...
Order restored, though.
Yep.
He's back.
That's it. They're your 1-2 punch. Harry Sheezel, because he's got the defender forward status, and Jack Zeeble, their averages of 105, sits them at 3 and 4 there. Oh, Errol, that 160 helped him to get that up over 100 again, but he's been a good player in the 90s, and that was good. He's up near $100,000 off his starting price. Jez Cameron going at 101. Obviously, some bigger scores help with that along the way. Cog still going at 100.
Yeah.
You feel like he's had a couple of these sort of 80s or
I
whatever.
think he's only won sub 100 in 5 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So look at that and you go, someone like you, Roy, who, and I think you did it too, Dog, you loaded up on the forwards at the start. You went your Taranto, your Dunkley, your Goulden, your Cornelio, your Rosie, and then you probably had Sheezel there next to them.
Yeah. So Sheezel was my 6. Yeah.
Unless you had one in the middle. So they're all those guys, except Rosie's going at 97. All of the ones we just talked about then are in the hundreds.
Yeah.
So it was the right play.
It looked shaky for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's order restored.
Isn't it ever? And then you got little gifts like Zeeble that floated through as we sort of progressed.
So those price or the increases there. Sheezel, obviously, we mentioned before because he's got defender status. But Cade Chandler.
Let's go! Woo!
311.
Yep.
Okay, he is up now. So he's up over 500K. Zeeble, we mentioned before. But Machito Owens.
Machito's been good.
He's up $276,000. So he's 87 average. Like, that is one that we could say was that mid-price that you missed.
Yeah, 100%.
You could have had him, but then again, you're not. If you're very happy with those forwards doing their thing,
There
those
you go.
premiums, we weren't going to sort of touch those guys. Pedler's up 251K. Oscar Allen too. I think we probably all thought he would be better, but he's going along very well at 75. He's gone up 250K, and
nice.
then a few other guys floating through there like Darcy McPherson that we mentioned before. But Josh Rachele only had 27 on the weekend.
Oh, my
I did
goodness.
not
So
see
he
that
dropped
coming.
30K this week, but he's up 218. So it was basically, he was up 250.
He must have been
prior.
crook or something.
Unbelievable. And even Jason Johannesson, so he had a 92 on the weekend. He's going at 74, up nearly 200K.
He's been good since moving halfback.
He's been good.
So that's what has happened. But we want to know, we're here to predict the future.
Yes.
What's going to happen from here?
Yeah.
So, Roy, we haven't really done this on the podcast this year.
Not a good
Are you
week
going to make
do
him
it.
talk?
Yeah. It's probably a bad time to do
Short
this,
segment,
but
everyone.
Let's go. So, Roy's rolling 22. Can I talk for you and talk about your criteria?
Yeah, go for it.
There is none. Roy,
thanks.
this is the idea of his rolling 22, his best 22 players that he thinks they'll be for the rest of the season, the one that you should be aiming for to get in. So that is 6 defenders, 8 midfielders, 2 rucks, and 6 forwards. If you've got the perfect team, this is what it would look like.
It's not based on average either, Dog.
No,
No,
that criteria.
There's a lot that goes into it.
That's criteria, though.
Yeah.
That's probably where it starts.
Hey, don't step on my toes,
Right,
mate.
let's go.
All right, back line, we've got Dawson, Daicos, and Doc.
Okay.
Now, that's interesting.
Yep.
We've seen him, he looked back to his best last week with that 130. So Doc comes in at 3. Then we've got Day, Stewart, and the Sheezel.
Wow, Shees makes it.
Yeah, like,
But he
how
has
can
to.
you leave him out?
He's got to be there.
So people umming and ahhing about whether he's a keeper. I've actually got him in the Rollin 22 top 6 defenders. So, yes, he is a keeper. Into the midfield, Oliver.
Yep.
Now, Green is the mover.
Yep.
He's up to number 2.
You could nearly argue that he's number 1.
Yeah.
He's over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, 100%. And it's not a huge mover. He's only moved up one spot.
Yep.
But we got Laird and Brayshaw. So talk about
Order restored.
Order restored.
Yep.
That is very close, apart from Green, to being how it was
Started,
pre-season.
Yep.
Do we need to see something a bit more from Laird? Like, does the name get him there a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
He's gone at 112 in his last 3.
Yeah.
So he's been okay
Funny
without
thing-
being sensational.
Yeah, just without probably the big ceiling
Yeah.
that some of these other guys.
Yeah. Now he's got 2 very easy games coming up.
Yep.
Like there's been a lot of smoke around him,
Yes.
and the only time I'm seeing it is last quarter.
Yeah.
He's slowing right down.
Too right he is.
And also possession count on the weekend. Like
Was
he
down.
saved his game with 14 tackles.
Yep. Which is what he was missing there for a while.
Yeah, so he hasn't put them both together. But with an easy game coming up, expect that ceiling from him soon.
Yeah, 100%. So he had that 107, 21 touches.
Yeah.
But it was against Geelong in Geelong.
Yeah.
This week's going to be a lot different.
100%.
Needs to be considered as a captain option dog.
Ooh,
It's that juicy of a matchup.
talk about that on Thursday night.
Sure will.
Now Anderson comes in
Right.
after that.
Wow.
He's just forced my hand.
He has to.
He had the easy month, but then to put it together like that and nearly drag his team over the line versus Melbourne, that deserves some respect. So Anderson's in. Then it goes Walsh, Merritt, and the Bont.
The Bont.
So
he
there's-
deserves it.
Yeah,
Brownlow
he does.
Bont.
But there's some big names missing out there that are well and truly in the mix. Parrish is having an amazing season.
He's been good.
Kelly, Sarong, and Petraka are all putting their hand up too.
Very good.
Ruck's easy.
So easy. English, Marshall. Then you got Max and Darcy.
Yep.
As
It's
serviceable.
it's that
backups.
next tier, isn't it? Like they're still a good 10-point on average away from where those
100%.
guys are.
Yeah, they're well short of those guys. Forward line has remained pretty solid because we've got those big 5
Yep.
that we talked about, and they've all stayed in there, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
So it goes Taranto, Dunkley, Canelio, Rosie, Goulden, and then there's a few that could probably justify selection, but with the ceiling Zeeble showed on the weekend, that bumps those other guys out. So Zeeble rounds out the forward line.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind that at all. Tim Taranto should be worth over $1 million next week.
Yeah.
To join English and Oliver with that little price tag. So he probably need about a 115, I reckon.
Right.
To get him into that $1 million bracket.
There you go.
Right, all right. Trading this week is going to all be about obviously getting your side improving.
Yes.
That's what it is, and maybe with an eye towards the buys. So, really quick, we'll probably dedicate a bit more time next week to buys, but we've got to think about them. Round 12 is our first one. There are 4 teams on a bye. Round 13, there are 2 teams on a bye, which is that good bye, as we like to say, and that is your Geelong and Gold Coast players. Then we have a 6 and a 6 for round 14 and 15. So typical rules, well, it is for all of them, even those ones that have fewer teams on the bye. It is your best 18 on-field players that count. So
Thank
what
goodness.
that means, Cow, is that if you've got 7 defenders playing, only 6 of them would count anyway because they need to be on field, unless you do a bit of DPP switching to
And you've got
get them
so many
now.
DPP options.
I know.
be able to do
This
it.
year,
You do it left,
more
right,
than
and centre.
anything,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had a straight mid-rookie apart from Ashcroft, but he's just locked on.
See, my team would be going well if it was best 18 now.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to have these 37s there.
And each week you get 3 trades. So more and more this year, I think we're probably feeling because of our benches that we might do a bit more sideways trading than normal. But typical trading strategy, the first week's always the hardest one because you're trading in someone that has a buy, but that's what you can use your 3 trades to help you with your structure over those weeks.
Yep.
Having more Suns or Cats is not going to be a bad thing because they're going to be obviously the only 2 teams on a bye there, and they're going to be playing in those 3 harder buys, or they should be anyway.
It's interesting because I don't know from Geelong who you would actually want other than a
Stewart.
Tom Stewart. Like Duncan at the moment.
if you can see another good one from him, he is at a super cheap price.
So by that time, he could be a trade-in target. 100%. But at the moment, he's probably not. Whereas the Suns have a smorgasbord, it feels like, of players from your Anderson to your Fiorini to your Rat, if you want to go there. And even someone you're looking at.
For the buys.
Someone you're looking at this week, Roy.
100%. So I'm actually looking at potentially...
Yep. That's all right. We'll keep going. Who are you looking at, Roy?
All right, so my trades at the moment that I'm looking at are Van Ruin out for Faye. I think he's going to make his debut this week. And then Pedlar out for Powell as another Sun eyeing off the buys.
Yeah, wow.
All right, let's have a look at the most traded in players for round 8 so far. Or round 9 it is coming
round
up.
Round 9, dog.
After round 8. And we've got Blake Drury is at the top of the list. So that rookie, he did pretty well, 53 in his first game. Then you've got the Rat, Rory Atkins. Hopefully he stays in the side there. Fiorini's up there. Tom Green, for those people that don't have him. Harry Sharp is the other rookie type option there. 56 he scored in for his first game of this season. We haven't seen heaps of him over his career. Now, the most traded out players, we have Fergus Green at the top after scoring 6 points. That was devastating. A few people went him on field after.
Yeah, not good.
They might have needed him. Will Setterfield's gone. Cade Chandler, Darcy Wilmot, Ruben Jimby, and Jacob Van Ruin's next on that list with Pedlar coming after that. So it's people getting rid of those rookies, which I think probably comes down to our strategy a little bit for this, is that we are dumping some rookies. So for me, Wilmot, he goes, Jinby goes, and I'll be able to go one up and one down. That'll be Faye. And I'll be able to get Mills, who I believe is underpriced. He's probably got that roll back again. I think he's all right.
He's got more than a roll. He's got a roller coaster, dog.
Yeah, but he's at 800, mate.
Yeah, I know.
The underpriced rookie.
I like it.
Cal, what are you doing?
So I will be dumping a bit of dead weight, and so that's Phillips and Chandler, and bringing in Faye. Hopefully he plays this week. So I'll cross my fingers on that, and I'm bringing in Whitfield. Ooh. Now, I know I'm not, but it's the best I can get in that bracket.
He's underpriced.
But he's also better than Chandler, so it's a win-win.
What were you doing, Roy?
So I'm going to get rid of Van Ruin and Pedlar, and I'm bringing in Faye because I think he'll debut on the wing, and Powell, just bringing in another Sun to help me with that buy structure. Yeah, the Suns' game plan has changed. The marks are up, down, back, and he's taking full advantage.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
Cal, you're going to be answering a lot of these questions, or I can just say yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down, which works really well for a podcast. Okay. Milne wants to know, who goes first, Setterfield or Ashcroft?
Setterfield goes first. Roy, thumb up or thumb down?
I think it'll get you up to someone really worth having.
I think Ashcroft still... You can still rock with him on your field there. That's okay.
I've looked at scenarios of moving him on this week. That's 260s in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then to back that up, who do we get first, Cornelio or Butters?
Cornelio or Butters?
Cogs.
It's got to be Cogs, especially with that little knee niggle to Butters. So it's Cogs.
Yep. Cole wants to know where he picks the Hilux up from. You can have mine.
I love people that
I don't even deserve to have mine.
You know what?
2007 model.
We hear a lot of people whinging about their teams, especially in this room, right? But what I don't hear
reason.
I don't hear enough about people going, you know what? I'm picking up the car. I want a bit of confidence, bit of swag.
Yeah.
I love that.
Anthony Scott, is Zeeble a must-have?
I wouldn't say a must-have. 821K.
Do they play St Kilda again?
Oh, geez, especially if it's happening soon. I'll have a quick look here. They play St Kilda around 19. So it's a fair way away.
It is.
The week before finals start.
He's got a tough run coming up. He's got Port Adelaide, which is one of the red teams. He's got Sydney. He's got Collingwood. His next 3, I'd be surprised if he averages 85.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he is that 85 to 90 guy.
Yeah. So I don't think he's a must-have, no.
Big Red's got this one. Clubhouse leader for the Journo of the Year. Rhino's sitting up there, but I reckon at the moment there's no one putting their hands up. People are putting their hands down.
Drew's been busy.
Drew's been very good.
Yeah,
Drew Jones.
Drew, Rhino, and Mitch has been all right. Mitch overcame. He did something that you took votes off him earlier in the year, but he's put him back on.
Oh, misleading information.
We had more misleading information, though, from the Rory Laird camps.
Yeah. Who was that dude?
Josh on the money.
Right, cross him off. He can't. You can't
But
do
I
that.
think a few of them have got on board.
Well, I
a few
had
of those Adelaide reporters. Oh, that got me a few clicks from all the fantasy coaches.
When Josh put that out, I didn't sleep that night. So he owes me a night's sleep.
Yeah.
But Drew, I feel Drew at the presses he's really nailing fantasy questions. And I nearly think he's gone sometimes too far.
Nah, no such thing.
Yeah, I know.
He's got no shame.
I know, it's brilliant.
I love it.
I love it.
Rob's got the question here. If Marshall is out, bring in Gawn
Yep.
and go Van Rooyen to the Pastor, which gets a rookie off the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a play because it makes you 200.
Okay. Or do I bring in English?
Oh,
Is it English at no cost, at any cost? But
Yes.
it's only 100K, I think.
Yeah, you've
the
got it.
difference is
Roy,
anyway.
you can answer that if you can.
Look, I can answer that, right? So I'd be in the same boat. And as I sit here right now, I think way too hard to watch the Dogs games without English. He is such a good player. We just need him. But then I bet by Friday I'd be investigating, look, if I get Max and a rookie off, I'd be every chance to go that path, to be honest.
Think about English. Is he such a reliable backup captain? You know, just to
100%.
roll it into him is just a breath of fresh air. So easy.
The value of getting your 37 Chandler off the ground would have me really looking hard at the Max option.
I guess it depends on who that rookie is that you're getting off as well.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
another part of it. But you are getting rid of Van Rooyen for that, which is a good thing. Just does add on here, going Gawn with a possible DPP might make this more appealing. Now, did Freako tweet that? I need to find that.
Gosh, is he really in the mix?
I think he had. I've got to look at this. Max Gawn played plus 40% game time as a forward in each of the last 3 rounds.
Yeah,
it's adding up.
It's adding up, all right.
So, yeah, that might be one worth monitoring for that.
He's an
Does that
Yes.
that would help sway?
It would. He's obviously going to score a lot less than English. He's never a captain option,
Yeah.
but it's the flip side trade that makes a difference.
Who are you targeting here for Kenny from Sydney? Mills or Goulden? Mills at that price.
It's a great price. It's a great
Goulden
price
for that score.
Yeah.
Well,
But remember, Mills can do that score too.
well, Mills is going at 92. He had that 110 last week. That's great.
He was solid the week before as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, other than that, I don't think he's done a lot. I'm looking at him here. So, no, so he's gone 110. Before that, 81, 87, 91, 75.
Yeah, so to me, it's looked like the last 2 weeks his role.
It has. So
Has
he was
improved.
47% last week, and
Yeah.
then this week he was 63% midfield.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's tracking in the right direction.
Goulden's only 30K more than him.
The funny thing is, Goulden doesn't need CBAs to score.
No. Yes. So
Obviously,
Goulden
when
had
Mills
0 this
relies on it because his other roles aren't fruitful.
Oh, Goulden's the one for me out of those two.
Goulden was pretty much going at 50% plus for the first few rounds.
Yeah.
CBAs, and he had 0 on the weekend. Wow.
He's nearly better
Found a
without
way
him,
to
right?
get it done.
And he did that in the preseason. He didn't need the CBAs then.
Can we tick this one for Tim? Marshall to English, Warple to Whitfield. Yes, Moneybags. You must have had a few dollars to do that.
You can definitely tick that off. Marshall plays.
Yeah,
Marshall plays.
yeah. I think we can be confident with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's hope so.
Now, that's a Sunday game.
Right.
It's a Sunday game.
That's unfortunate.
So it is. But also gives him an extra day or two to
That's
recover.
fortunate.
Yeah.
We need sources on that.
We do.
Yeah.
Get Drew
rightio.
onto it.
Yeah.
Rank for Eamon, Ratkins, Powell, and Darcy McPherson. Obviously, there's price differences there.
There's job security difference too.
So you'd have Powell on top there, Roy, and then Darcy McPherson, and then the Rat.
Well, factoring in price, etc.
Yep.
In terms of reliability, it's still Darcy ahead of Powell.
Okay.
And then Rat Attack is just still for the bold.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro Sammy. Who needs to go first? Setterfield, Callahan, Fergus, Philippou, Pedler. Where are you sitting with this? So you've got if Fergus is on your field, he has to go.
You've got to fix that.
Yeah, that can't be happening.
Philippou or Pedler, you can't really be running both of them on your field.
I don't think so.
You actually don't want either.
You don't want any of those guys on there. Callahan, you could hold him probably first out of all of those
Yeah,
guys.
probably.
He looked solid at least on
Yep.
the weekend.
Setterfield, it's kind of the time to move.
But not when you've got that.
Not if you've got...
If you've got Fergus Green on your field, the problem
Which I
with
don't
that,
think they do. I reckon they're just saying moving them. Surely
Yeah.
they're bent.
Well-
at least 2 out of those 3 sort of dudes are on the bench or whatever. But
I would still hold Setterfield over playing either Pedler or Philippou on the ground.
Yep.
I would be trading those.
Well,
first.
I'm in that sort of position as well. That's what I'm basically going
Look,
to be doing.
Setterfield could be back to 20-plus CBAs next week.
Yep.
And I'd take that punt as opposed to playing like Pedler again.
Yeah.
Nathan's got this one. Hey, lads, always appreciate the content. Would you warrant bringing in Parker with his solid run coming up? 112, 107 in his last two. He had 95% CBAs.
He's looked back. He looks back.
So
Why do we forget about him? So
No, he's been awful. He's been awful.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Freo and North coming up for him is what he sees, and he's got that first buy in round 12.
So if that fit your structure,
Yeah.
because then that would be nice to have him for the last three buys.
Wouldn't it?
So he'd be cheap now. That's the thing. So he's only 767.
Holy hat.
Yeah.
Should I be getting him instead of Mills?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because he has been bad, like I said. So just looking at this, until those two games back to back, the 110 pluses, he hasn't scored 100 for 1, 2, for a whole month.
Yeah. So he's actually the same price as a Lockie Whitfield. So he's in that bracket that I'm looking at
He's
this week.
tempting.
It is tempting.
Malachi's got this one. Rachele or Setterfield out first? Do you give
You got to go
Rachele a
You do.
a pass because he played against Geelong?
Yes, you
But
do.
it was
so.
27.
That's the thing.
That cash gen down 30k.
Setterfield's never dropping a 27 on your head.
50's not much more than 27.
But Rochele's got
27. Put yourself in a Rachele owner's shoes. That would make you sick.
It would, but he's got St Kilda at home this week.
Holy hat, keep him.
So you keep him based on that. And the role's not there for Setterfield anymore.
This week.
This week
This
it
week.
wasn't.
Okay. And he plays, so he's in Brisbane this week. So
Yeah.
So we're holding
They're gonna
Rachele.
we hold Rochele.
They're going to need a
That's-
big, strong body
that-
in the midfield against those
Yeah.
lines.
Dunks goes 170 again against that rabble that is Essendon.
170 again.
Yeah, he does.
I love it.
You put your money where your mouth is.
Nah, I don't have a big mouth.
Adrian, is Fiorini and Atkins someone we must target for this week? Getting in Fiorini only works if I trade him for Hollands. So
There's no-
Fiorini for Hollands
It would
isn't an awful job.
nearly be a straight
Yeah,
swap.
it isn't an awful thing.
No,
to do.
I'm okay with that. And it sets you up for the
okay.
buys a little bit better as well.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, one's a rookie, one's a
fringe player.
Not a very reliable option.
No.
Hollands' job security is better.
100%.
So, but one's a better scorer and one's got a good buy.
Yeah.
Johnny, what's more important, fixing red dots or preparing for buy structure?
Nerd
I
alert.
kind of feel like it's one and the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go
By
hand
fixing
in
red
hand.
dots actually helps you buy structure
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
So
because
you've got
it's
your
just
se-
a body that could be there.
It's a cop-out answer, but it's both.
It is
Yeah.
both.
You're doing both. Yeah.
Yep. You want 20 green dots,
Yeah.
right, over the buy rounds for each one. So you can drop off those
But-
Yeah.
Rochelles and those scores that don't quite
So
fit.
I think to answer what he's saying, though, you got to probably hold back on your luxury upgrade trades
Yeah,
that
okay.
you're looking at. So, for example, that Ashcroft to, say, an underpriced Brayshaw at the moment,
Yep.
that might have to be held off looking ahead to buys, maybe fixing some dots.
Yep.
Chris has got this one. Philippou down and then Callahan to Brayshaw. Nice. Or Philippou down, Pedler to Golden. Or Pedler on field and Philippou... Oh, Pedler would be on field and Philippou on the bench. That's the thing for that. So you're playing Pedler in that first case. Right, okay. So Callahan to Brayshaw looks nice because
That's
you're getting
great.
an absolute
Yeah.
gun. Pedler to Goulden, is that going to be worth as many points?
Oh, man. I like the Brayshaw one.
Yeah.
Yep, do that. Done.
Even as a Callahan owner, Cal, or is that why you're happy to move that?
Callahan can go. Like,
Yeah, without
he's-
a doubt.
Yeah, he's only a 70.
Yeah.
All right, Das is getting rid of Setterfield. Who's coming in? Oh, who's coming in? Walsh, Anderson, Bont, Steele, or Brayshaw? Let's go through them like that. Walsh or Anderson?
Walsh.
They're both so good, but it's Walsh for me.
Bont ahead of Walsh?
No. Jeez.
Not quite, but
Walsh ahead of them all at the moment.
Walsh ahead of Steele? especially after last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walsh ahead of Brayshaw.
No, it's Brayshaw for me.
Brayshaw ahead there.
He's about 50k in difference as well.
Yeah,
So
like
that's
Brayshaw's just value.
That's a double tick.
Yep.
Brad, what's your forecast to have all rookies off the field now, given we're still being forced to play 3 to 5, including Sheezel, due to injuries? So even after this week, I'm still 3.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. Can I
Plus Sheezel.
make an official ruling? We stop counting Sheezel as a
not a
rook
rookie.
now.
Yeah.
I'm happy with
Like
that.
we've flirted with the idea of it, but
Well, if
now
he's entrenched in rolling 22,
exactly
he can't be a rookie.
No, so he's not a rookie anymore.
Ashcroft still is. Sheezel is
Yes.
not.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm happy to do that.
Jason's got the one here about Dylan Williams, who got some votes this week in the cash cow. of
Big
the
deal,
year.
Will.
It's a legitimate option, cheaper than Atkins, reasonable job security, negative break even. 3 of his next 4 are easy enough matchups. Is it a play?
So
Job security is probably better than Atkins.
So 92 against
Yes.
Essendon, 67 against St Kilda. He's had a very juicy little nice run here. Looks like he was vested there against the Eagles. And then before that, when he came in, he was a 46 and a 49. He's not scoring 92 every week.
No.
Let's put it that way. He's going to be that 50 guy.
Yeah.
If you're happy to pay $367,000 for a guy scoring 50s on your field, then yes. The Rat has more scoring ability.
Yeah. Rat will average more. For
Rat
sure.
will average more
if Rat plays.
if Rat plays.
Yeah.
Dane, Roy, Parrish, or Zach Merritt?
Zach.
You had Zach.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I know it went through your head a lot trying to work that out.
Yes, definitely. I had to punch a couple more criteria into that one.
Yeah.
But both are very good picks.
They are, aren't they?
Whenever it comes down to that, I'm always Zach over Parrish.
Yep. I don't know why.
I do.
Yeah, you like... Yeah.
Jimmy, is it a trade for Chandler or give him one more chance because they're playing against Hawthorn?
Oh, I looked at that. And no. If you've got the ability to score 37, don't forget, that was against the Suns. That was supposed to be a good matchup for him as well.
Yeah, but they battled
Suns
up there.
Suns are good at home.
Yeah, they are. The same thing with Pedler. Like, we don't panic with him. He's got a good matchup too.
He does.
Ben, is Max Holmes an option with no Dangerfield for a couple of weeks? Already averaging 83, had 100 on the weekend, and Cash Gen looks all right too. It's just Geelong.
It's Geelong.
It's Geelong.
You're not doing it.
I don't think so.
Colleen, coach of Wet Dream Team. Who goes this week? To Goey or McRae?
The old Mac Dog. He's up to his old tricks
90.
again.
Yep.
He's going at 93 this year, little 90.
To
that's
Goey
what he
goes
is.
before McRae, though, I think. To
Yeah,
Goey
he
had an
does.
awful
He does.
score.
He does. Because McRae is now, he's not the 115 projected that we talked about at the start of the year, but now, at his price, he's a safe play at 90.
Yeah.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
it's a different thing.
It is.
You can just get a safe 90 now.
He hasn't
That's
hit...
the best you can get
Yeah,
to.
he's scored between 86 and 99 in the last 5 weeks.
Yep. So he is now what you call a safe 90 player.
Top score, 111.
Yeah.
That's what we thought he could be.
Yeah.
To Goey goes, who comes in? Green, Bont, or Brayshaw?
Okay, here we go again.
Green.
Bont. At Bray.
Bray for value, Green if you've got a truckload of cash.
I bring in
I think
Brayshaw there.
I think Bray can
Bray's
score.
right.
Bray can score more than Green for the rest of the year.
Yeah, he could.
So you go for the
Yeah,
value.
okay. Yep. Tick that off, dog.
Sorry, Mr. Dog.
Sorry, dog.
Drury, is he
Wrong on that
the
one,
must-have rookie of the week? Yes,
Who's that?
Drury. Little
He
blood
looked
nut.
good. He looked good.
He looked good.
He did.
Oh, his play, yeah.
Oh, his game looked good.
Hey, that's rough. No, he's not. Must have, no.
No, he's not a must-have,
think
but
so?
he's
No.
the pick of the group.
If Faye comes in,
Yeah, okay.
I'd be picking him over
Yep.
You've been
that guy.
hitting your rookies well though this year, Roy.
Hey, I can't pick rookies, no. That's just my opinion on it. Hi, Sheldrick.
Who's on there? Sheldrick,
Sheldrick, Fergus Red. Chester will be back this week.
Noah Long, which you called Ned last week. That's
Ned
how
will
much
be back in.
respect you have for
Ned
him.
will be back in 2 weeks. That was a rocket for him to come back. Cash Cowan going nowhere. Darcy. Yeah, okay, it's not good.
Yeah, so who did you say? We'll go to the other
So
one.
get the North rookie.
There you go.
Foolery wants to know, who would you bring in out of Butters and Darcy McPherson?
Oh man.
Feeds.
It's Butters if he didn't have that knee.
if Butters trains all week,
the new age player brings in Darcy Mack, right? The old school player like us who chases a name goes your Butters.
God, Butters Rollin, everything is better.
It is. But the way, you talk about it, Roy, the way those guys are playing and scoring at the moment is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You've got to go Butters.
Adam Cherry is the question here from Jai.
Roy?
It's a yes.
It's a cherry on top, Adam.
It is.
3 130s in a row.
Yeah. Since having Sam Walsh back and
That's
making
what the
that video,
answer is.
it's Chera. Yeah.
Have Carlton changed the way they're playing there, Roy?
No, are we allowed
still
to,
bad.
Are we allowed to use that word you used?
No,
dog?
no.
Oh, still bad, Cal.
You've got to beat one thing out.
Yeah, no, and it's not like it's a high CBA count for Chera. Same with Walsh. They're playing off half back and half forward, but Chera is, doesn't matter. He's an option. He's playing really well.
Shizen. That's okay.
Yeah. So even that there, like Walsh last week, 46% of the CBAs, 26 the week before. Chera's basically mirrors that with 54% and 23 the week before.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But still getting it done.
They're getting it done all right.
So Jangus has got this one, Dylan Williams or Blake Drury.
You're
For the
saving
price,
the
the
coin.
100K, you go Drury.
If you have to play him, what if you have to play him on your ground? Do you pay up?
If you're playing them on the ground, you probably have to pay up. But then again,
I don't
You're
think
no
you
guaranteed of
do
the
though.
points.
what's the difference between
I think week to week their points could be the same or different or whatever.
I was just asking.
Yep. It's a great question. You were wrong, though.
BC's got the question, why is the medal named after Michael Barlow?
Yeah, you answer that.
Well, because he was the best rookie we've ever had.
Or-
But that's about to change.
Can we rename the medal?
It can go to, you see joint
You
ones
can't.
all the time.
Yeah, you can't
can have the-
rename it,
Barlow Sheezel medal.
See,
unfortunately.
I don't want a hyphen medal.
No. Well, it stays as the Michael Barlow medal.
It does.
It has to.
You can't. It would be disrespectful to Michael.
Yeah. Imagine how gutted he'd be.
You don't just keep, metal can't just keep
Yeah.
rolling
And
on.
then
I'd
next
actually
year
make one day with his head on it.
historical.
And by the time the Tassie team comes, we've got like bloody 5 hyphen names next to this rookie medal.
It's not cool.
Jeez. Imagine like Dane Swan medal. Well, now we're going to change that. to this.
He'll be
No,
the
no.
greatest Michael Barlow medalist of all time. That's
you
what
go.
Sheezel will be.
That's exactly. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Was Chaz Brownlow the greatest player of all time?
He came up with the medal idea first, I reckon.
Things don't always have to be fair.
No.
Just because he was best at it doesn't mean
Exactly.
he has to get.
And like
You can get the medal without the naming after.
yeah, like look at my team. That's not fair.
No.
But on paper, yeah, it's not fair. Play on, dog.
There's actually a lot of Instagram. There are a lot of questions. Look how much I have to scroll here to see these.
God.
But a lot of very similar.
on
like
'em.
you get it. I think more people on Instagram throw random things. Is Josh Dunkley worth keeping?
So that
The thing is here, across the different platforms,
Yeah.
they all have a real different feel.
People have different worlds.
They do, don't they?
Different.
I don't know.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it is. It's just yeah. All right.
Yeah, and people are using some language that you shouldn't use on this podcast.
See, I can't.
Are you going to edit out your
100%. I'm going to find a little siren and put that over the top
See,
of it.
this is the thing. Once again, if we had done that,
I don't know how that slipped out because I'm the best at this.
Yes,
I am very good at it.
No, you're not.
Think about how I normally talk, dog.
Yeah.
that's
right?
true.
I'm very good at this.
When Warnie's done, I'm going to have to find a little button. Do you know how long it's going to take me to find a button?
Can't believe I've got enough work out of this, Cal. You always stuff it up.
There's actually a lot of questions this week, and we haven't been able to get to them all. We'll try to get to more on Thursday night when we have our live stream. That is...
Gosh, live.
Are we allowed to go live with you in the room?
You're not responsible enough to go live.
Need the dump button for that.
You're too loose these days.
Put it on a 10-second delay.
You're too loose.
Tog's lost the plot. I told you, as soon as he gets a good score,
Yeah.
everything changes.
A good score. You think I had a good score this week?
Well, no, you beat me, but that doesn't mean it's a good score. You're correct.
Last question here comes from Leanne, who got this one through. I wanted to answer this one because she goes, I thought I missed the chance to do a question, but no, you haven't.
Oh.
I'm in a bit of no man's land. Feel like I can't quite get up to a premium with the rookies. I'm ready to trade. Even if I trade out a Cozzy or Chase Jones, my other out has to be one of the highest scoring rookies to get up to a premium. What do I do with trades this week?
Hunt value. hunt value if you can.
Yeah.
And that's where a guy like
But I think we're still in some trouble with that. Like, I still think you're probably trading out someone you don't necessarily want to, but you have to at some point.
I think so.
Roy's Powell, the guy that you're looking at, Powell, right? So he has that good buy in round 13. You've only got to put up with him for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And his run's not that bad in the next 4. He's very cheap. Well, not very cheap, but he's value.
Yeah.
And then by the time it comes to that round 13 buy, then you're going to look to move him on as a stepping stone at some point.
Yes.
Just one thing about that good buy, Cal,
Yes.
that we are talking about there. It's not that you're trading them out at that buy. You want them then for round 14 and 15.
Agree. But what I'm saying is if you could go a guy like that, then you're going to use them as a stepping stone. Will Power's not a keeper for Roy.
No.
But he's doing it as a means to an end so that he can get
To
later
cover
on.
those other 3 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll get through with a Will Powell. And then you'll have a luxury trade towards the end. Will Powell.
I know, I like the sound.
It's a great
of it.
name.
I'm not going to try to say it cool
No,
today.
please don't.
Well done, Roy. You've got through.
Yeah, well done.
Sort of.
Get that
Thanks.
throat right for Thursday night when we are doing our live stream. Make sure your writing will be good.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Will be good for Wednesday for the stock take.
It will.
So, yes.
That article's still humming, by the way.
Is it the best article?
People are saying that it's not up to me to decide.
Yeah.
But yeah, numbers talk.
Wow, didn't know that.
Flying. It's airborne.
I love it.
It's going well. Right, thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to go and find that little beep button.
We need like a disclaimer at the start of this one.
No,
do.
I want to keep that explicit rating. We don't have one.
Right, well, you better get in there and do some work.
You're irresponsible.
Very irresponsible. Jeez.
That's not good
You
either.
dropped the S word in class, Cow.
You're supposed to be a role model.
Yeah, sit down, he says.
Sit down and shut up.
You little... See ya!